Swift action from local governments is needed to protect our communities from rising sea levels. That warning comes from the most recent Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report. The report warns that increased flooding, wildfires, and worsening air quality could soon lead to mass displacement in rural and urban communities in the Atlantic coastal United States. Those changes could already be seen in Rhode Island. The IPCC report recommends communities adopt integrated, inclusive planning and investment in urban infrastructure. One example is when the Rhode Island Department of Transportation rebuilt the Silver Creek Bridge in the town of Bristol as part of their immediate needs projects. I went to the Silver Creek Bridge with project design manager Eric Silva from the PAR Corporation, who helped work on the design of the bridge.
The bridge was originally built in 1920 and it was reconstructed in 2019 up to today's standards for traffic loadings and for environmental concerns as much as we could. It's a very environmentally sensitive area and we want to limit our impacts as much as possible. We did that by basically replacing the structure in kind with a little bit of a longer span so the width is the same. Being so close to the bay, there's obviously storm surges and that type of thing. We designed it as much as we could to help with that, but because of the environmental concerns with making a bigger structure, you'd have more environmental impact, so we increased the hydraulics as much as we could. Originally, the bridge had pipes going underneath the bridge, like sewer pipes, water pipes, gas pipes. So we removed those, which increased the hydraulic capacity a bit. There was really not much we could do with sea level rise. The whole road is kind of below what would be the sea level rise in the future. So designing the bridge would have been not so helpful because essentially you'd be creating an island. It'd have to be part of a bigger reconstruction project.
In addition to these immediate needs, the Rhode Island Department of Transportation is also invested in Roadworks, an initiative that pledges to fully repair and refurbish bridges and roadways across the state over the next 10 years. I also spoke with Dr. Pamela Judge from the Roger Williams University School of Engineering about environmental impacts on civil engineering.
In years past, the emphasis on concerns around climate change has generally been to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. How can we build more fuel-efficient cars, and how can we maybe go to electric vehicles and sort of prevent the greenhouse gas emissions. And that's still going on and that's still very important. But I think that the shift that you're seeing currently in New England and worldwide is almost an acceptance that to some extent it's too little too late and some amount of sea level rise is already occurring and will continue to occur. And how can we then develop designs for sort of passive flooding, and to kind of account for the fact that sea levels are rising and will continue to rise. Sort of the mentality is shifting towards accepting that some flooding will happen and how can we design for that. Problems don't get better with time. And if we can be proactive and think about the environment today and think about safety and needs of society today, it will benefit everyone in the long run.
Reporting from Hope Street in Bristol, Rhode Island for Roger Williams University Journalism, I'm Sam Elwell.